Welcome back to another edition of Media Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. Today, we're going to go up to New York, where we have subject matter expertise at our fingertips. Very excited to have on the program today, Myra Godfrey from Jaya PR. Thank you so much, Myra, for being on the program today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
You know, I was just looking at your website, and you talk about public relations for social good. I love that. Let's talk about that.
For me, it's really important to be able to empower companies who are making the world a better place. So those are the only sorts of people that I choose to work with. People have to have some aspect of social responsibility, improving the environment, improving the well-being, the health of people. I am such a powerful advocate for people who are supporting their teams and supporting the world and environment. So we help these sorts of companies get their messages out into the world and be more successful.
What do you think is the biggest change in marketing over the next 2 years? Because if you just look at the last 2 years, for example, thanks COVID, and how things have changed so quickly, right? And we've had to learn to adjust. I think we've done a pretty good job of adjusting. But what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 years? What are your feelings like?
Well, since the younger generations are really driven by this whole social responsibility, companies are going to have to align their values, be a little bit more proactive about communicating what those values are. And I also see that there's going to be a decline in the way that most companies approach influencer marketing. As I'm sure you know, that it's just rife with problems nowadays with if your followers are real, if your engagement is real, something that people have relied on for a long time, it's going to keep just getting worse and worse. We're going to have new social media platforms popping up, things that people are using more, and that industry is going to be continually changing. So with not relying as heavily on influencers, I really believe that more people are going to be looking to PR, public relations, media relations as a way of telling people and showing people who they truly are and what it is that they value.
Does everybody have a story?
I think that everyone does have a story, but I do not believe that all people or companies have invested the time or resources necessary to figure out what that story is or how to convey that in a meaningful way that people are going to resonate with and want to buy their products or services.
And that, I knew exactly that was going to be your answer because you're a creative person. It's crucial for a company or an organization to have that coming to Jesus, if you will, with someone like yourself about not only what that content in that story should be, but how to put it out there. Can you share with us maybe an aha moment with someone who actually took your advice and was surprised that what you offered actually came to fruition for them?
Yes, I think so. I think a lot of times people, they have their own perceptions about who they are and what they're doing and what their value is to the world. But there's this big disconnect between what they know about themselves to be true and how other people perceive them. So really, I would say 90% of the conversations come down to what do people know about you or what do they think about you? And in public relations, it's my job to help those two pieces line up. What you think about yourself, make that match with what people think about you, with what they know about you. Most people are surprised that people do not have the perceptions of them that they have about themselves. And so that is just this aha moment when people realize, hey, I know my work is great, but I didn't know that it's not being perceived that way to other people because X, Y, and Z reasons. Maybe they're not communicating their message effectively or clearly. They're not showing the power in what it is that they're offering, or they're just not really coming out and saying it. You know, they're expecting people to do their own research and work as opposed to really putting forth a powerful brand that tells a story just with its presence. So those biggest aha moments come when people see that discrepancy between how they think they're being viewed and how they're actually being viewed. And then when they realize they have the power to make that change, to make those two things align.
And you got to make that change. Myra, thank you so much. You really bring all of these different facets of media and marketing together. I hope you'll come back on the program so we can talk further because you are a wealth of knowledge.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. And anytime you want to make that connect, we could do that. We can put you in touch with Myra. Go to dailyadbrief.com. It's just that easy. Come back for more Media Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Mary Trace in Atlanta. We'll see you then.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.